Hi, Gary. It's Uncle Extra Medium again. It must be Thursday night. Time for another episode of the Hour Before TNL.
Are you plain bored of woodworking? Get excited again with Fisheye's Make Your Own Sandpaper Kit. Fisheye's Sandpaper Kit comes with everything you see here. Just pick your paper, spread the glue, and shake on the sand. Voila! Beautiful handcrafted sandpaper. And if you act now, we'll include candy sprinkles absolutely free. What better way to say I love you than with a gift of sandpaper? Fisheye's Make Your Own Sandpaper Kit is just $19.99 wherever crappy gifts are sold.
All right, that's enough of that. Oh, makes me laugh every time. This is, how many times is that now? That's 56 times. Anyway, thank you so much for joining us here. It's December 22nd, episode 56 of the hour before Thursday Night Live. I'll just explain the rules again like I do every week. No politics, religion, or racism. We expect kindness and respect from everybody on the panel and in the chat. And there's lots of people in the chat. Let me just see here. Holy smoke. Watching and we haven't even started. So anyway, without further ado, here's my handsome co-host, Mr. Jim Boshart.
Wow, handsome. Apparently you need your eyes checked too.
Apparently I used that in another one. I was looking through my old stuff there, and yeah, there you were.
Yeah.
Yeah. So how's it going, Jim?
Pretty good. I got another little something in the mail yesterday. It was a Christmas card. And just once again, I'd like to thank Barkley and the crew. Maddie, Ken, Scott, Bob, Bill, and Barkley himself, because we saved the best for last. So once again, thank you so much. And I did get out on Monday to have its inaugural flight. And Monday night we put it to work, and you'll be able to see some of that work on Ken's show later on the bi-weekly Boshart this week.
Oh, very good.
So thank you so much, everybody.
I got mail this week too, and it said, "Merry Christmas, Gary. Hope you are well. Thank you for all your support of myself as well as the whole Wacky Drone community." And it was signed by John Flynn, who sent me this beautiful T-shirt, which is, it's a little out of season here for Canada, but we'll get some good use of it.
It's a nightie.
When I get back to Florida. Yeah. Oh, hey, I could wear it. I could wear it as pajamas. Eh?
That's right.
Good stuff. Yeah. Good. Hey, we've got a great guest tonight.
Yes.
Another special treat. And I'd like you all to welcome Tom Dowling.
Yay!
Gentlemen,
How you
good
doing,
afternoon or good evening, depending on what time zone you're in.
Or when I used to work in the gas station, it was good morning, afternoon, evening, sir, madam. May I fill it with regular, premium, or super? That was the script on the back of the door when you went out. And I actually had a guy who would read that script exactly as it was written. Good morning, afternoon, evening, sir, madam.
Hello, insert name here.
Yeah.
Yes.
This, when I worked in the gas, this is going back. I mean, we were talking 35 cents a gallon in those days. And we also had to always try and sell the product of the day. And here's my buddy Tony, and he goes out and he says, he fills up the guy's car, and he comes back and he says, "How would you like this wonderful shirt and tie?" He's got a shirt and a tie and a package at the gas station. And the guy says to him, he says, "That's the ugliest tie I've ever seen." And Tony, as quick as could be, says, "But it's great for checking your oil." And the guy bought it. I think it was a $5, like $4.99 for a shirt and a tie. And the guy bought it. It was, anyway.
That's funny.
How's things in Vegas, Tom?
Well, it's not bad. I mean, it's not slushy. So right there, I'm ahead of the game.
Bastard.
Oh, man.
So envious.
We're expecting a big snowstorm here, apparently. I don't know. I'm looking at bare grass out there. Let me just turn the light on.
Yeah, it's coming.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, my buddy recently moved from the job, moved to Buffalo. And I went,
"Oh,
really?
Jesus.
Buffalo? Oh my goodness."
Bastard.
Yeah. I just got a chill, sorry.
I can't imagine. I can't imagine. That's just got to be
Definitely on the wrong side of that lake effect. Okay.
Oh yeah, for sure. For sure. I used to go to Sault Ste. Marie, Ontario, which was on the east end of Lake Superior. And it's even bigger than Lake Erie, where Buffalo gets their stuff. And I can remember seeing 7 feet of snow. And and they don't use snow plows there. They use snow blowers with a line of dump trucks coming up behind, and they just keep filling the dump trucks. It was insanity.
Well, snow in New York City takes on a whole new meaning because the color white usually doesn't figure into the equation.
Isn't that cocaine in New York? Snow?
I tell you, within an hour on the ground, it was already gray. Okay. But I used to tell people, it would take me an hour and 20 minutes to commute to work. And that was only a 6-mile drive, except when the city closed because of a blizzard and I was recalled onto the job. It only took me 25 minutes to drive through a blizzard to get to work. Okay. But a regular sunny day, that'd be an hour and 20 minutes. So yeah, no, here we went up to see snow last winter. A 35-minute drive up to Mount Charleston, almost 12,000 feet up there. I mean, we didn't go up 12,000 feet, but we were up about 9,000. We went up, we played in the snow. We came home and it was 71 degrees. Okay. So that's the kind of snow I like. I actually, when I walk out the door, I can see the mountain and I can see the snow on the mountain. That's where it belongs. Okay.
Yeah.
That's where it belongs. Not where I live. That's where it belongs.
Yeah. When it comes to the white stuff, what I like is the sand on a beach in Cuba.
There you go. There you go. Yep.
With a nice rum and Coke to go with it. I was in the greenhouse that I filmed. I don't know if you saw the video I did on the construction of the greenhouse, but I was in there doing interviews, and I walked in to the greenhouse portion, and it was like 85 or 90 degrees. And she said, we're thinking of having a reception to open the place. And I said, man, you got to have rum and Coke and bring the people in here. I said, because it's just like being on the beach
with the little umbrellas.
Yeah, with a wedge of lime stuck in it.
Yep.
Yeah, perfect.
There you go.
Man, I'll tell you, what a treat to get away from the cold. I'm really looking forward to getting down and seeing Ray and the gang that are going down to the South Florida.
Aren't you number 13?
I'm number 13.
I thought you were.
13. Yeah, I'm right up. I was like right on top of it. I was trying to get in the top 10.
Mr. Decision Maker right away. Good for you.
Yeah.
There you go.
And I was looking at this poster today, and I thought, wouldn't it be great if I was number 13 on the poster? You know what number I am? 12.
Oh man, yeah, check that out. Yep.
Stevie Bronx is number 13.
Stevie's a brother flyer of mine. We used to run in New York.
And you see here's number 40 is the only one in color, is Tom Dowling.
So that highlights the receding hairline now. Okay, there you go. Good.
Well, the receding hairline. You don't see my receding hairline unless I'm landing the drone with the camera facing down.
Look, my hairline used to be down to here. Now the wife still sees a few hairs popping out. I just told her they didn't get the memo. Okay, everybody else moved north. Okay.
Oh man, I look down with the drone and I go, "Who's that guy with the flesh yarmulke?"
Hey, what am I laughing at?
Yeah. But hey, we've got a pretty healthy chat there, and later on we're going to do a sticker draw. I've already explained the draw to Jim. I've got stickers. I've got lots.
This is the first one. I guarantee it's not rigged.
Yeah, we got stickers. I got to get envelopes because I've got one envelope left, but we'll get some stickers out to some lucky winners tonight. So, and we're gonna do a draw. We're gonna do the numbers. We're just gonna do the numbers. We're not gonna do the hashtag thing. We're just gonna do the numbers. So, so that should be a good time. Tom, you're getting over some acute bronchitis. How's your recovery going?
Being isolated from people has its virtues, but when you get back together, man, you get everything. We're lucky we moved into this nice little community here, and really great people and on our little block here. And so we go over somebody's house to play cards, and somebody had a holiday party 2 weeks ago. And we went over, and then we were over a friend's house playing cards, and I had just cleaned the office top to bottom. I still, responsible for my little room. And a lot of dust out here. That's the big problem. So I thought, I had a little too much dust and I was coughing. Then we find out another neighbor down the block, bronchitis, and then the next one. And then, so yeah, I wound up getting it. It's the first time I'm actually on an inhaler in my adult life. But, it's a unique experience, and getting older just makes that so much more enjoyable. Okay. All the additional facets it adds to it, besides the regular medications, better living through chemistry, by the way, having this, the doctor said, "Oh, I can't give you that. I have to give you this instead." And I'm going, "Yeah, no problem." go to the pharmacy, and the insurance company says, "Hey, we covered about $300 worth of that." I went, "Oh, that's great. Oh, you owe another $300 on that med." I'm
Whoa.
like, "Oh, that's nice. Thank you." So dealing with it. I'm about a day and a half in front of my wife on the rehabilitation trail. Okay, so she's in another room hacking. So if you hear a little, I don't have ducks in the house, just so you know. That's the wife in the other room. Okay.
To quack, quack, quack going
Yep.
on the other. Oh, man. That's tough. You're enjoying your retirement, though, eh?
I am. I've joked and I said we feel like two teenagers with an allowance and no adult supervision. Okay, we're going to keep that going as long as we can. It's a long work history. Started working as an 11-year-old at a car wash cleaning hubcaps, and then that's how we grew up. You wanted money, yeah, you cleaned your room, you took out the garbage, you did all that. Allowance, yeah, that's the food on the table. Okay. So being able to kick back a little is really nice. I think we're just about as busy as we were when we were working, but it's busy doing stuff we want to do.
Yeah.
So that's a nice difference. That
Yeah.
definitely is nice.
Certainly would be.
Yeah, I stepped away from commercial flying. I bought a drone and thought, oh yeah, this is going to be great. I'll do all this real estate stuff. And the next thing you know, you got people telling you where they want you to be and what they want you to shoot and what they want you to do. Right. And they come back and do this and do that and blah, 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 blah. And then you don't get paid for one job and it just sours the whole thing and you just say, to hell with it. I'm just going to do what's fun.
Dealing, I've worked, my main job, and if anybody knows about fire department, it's sometimes the best full-time gig on the planet. And so we all had side gigs. A lot of guys are carpenters, plumbers, electricians. I was a photographer. So, I shot weddings for many years, and I'll tell you, there's probably no worse life than that. But
you mean cameraman or being married?
No, cameraman. Jim, I did that a few times too. I finally got it right. Okay, practice makes perfect. But the big problem with that was you can only be so creative because somebody else is paying the way, and bridezillas are a dime a dozen, and mothers of bridezillas come with every show. Okay, so. Did that for many years, and then I finally hired a second shooter, and then my wife became our assistant. And the best life was the second shooter because he shot, handed off, and left for the night. Okay, but then we got into. I said enough with the wedding photography, and I kept raising my price, and I kept getting more business. The higher I raised my price, the more clientele wound up showing up on the doorstep. And it just got to be to the point where you didn't want to do it anymore. So we actually switched gears, and I went to Arizona on a whim because I had somebody reach out to me, and I studied boudoir photography, boudoir and lingerie photography, a world-renowned photographer, Kate Eskridge. And then what we did was the wife and I had the studio in the house, and I had a man cave downstairs. It rivaled most Irish pubs. Okay, pool table, big flat screen, a bar I built. And so we started this thing called Girls Night Out. And what we would do is it was a Tupperware party for photography, basically. So most women didn't like to be photographed because, and you wouldn't know that today with freaking selfies, but most women are like, oh, I don't photograph well. And I was like, no, you haven't been photographed professionally. So what we did was I switched over to continuous lighting in the house. And we had one woman would act as the hostess and bring over 4 of her girlfriends and a bottle of wine. And we'd show them a little video of our work. And then each one would get to come up into the studio. My wife was the wrangler. She had them sign the releases, all of that. And it was $50 a girl. So it was a $250 night for me. And each one would come up for 15 minutes and I'd shoot them. Okay. And the bell would go off and they go, oh, we done? Oh, no, not yet. And then leave them wanting for a little more. And the wife would cycle all the girls through. And then I have all 5 up in the studio real quick, do a shot, bring them. They'd all go back downstairs. And I would actually print that shot on a 5x7. And on the back of each one would have each individual girl's, each card would be individualized for each one with their own little web password. And then a week later, there'd be 5 images online and they could select one. And that would be sent to them in a little gift box. I was working with this company, White House Color Labs. And they would drop ship this 8x10 to each one of the girls in a little gift box. Now, the woman who acted as the hostess that night, like the woman having the Tupperware party, would wind up getting what's called a mini diva session that she would be able to schedule and come back and have an hour shoot on her own. And that would come with a web gallery, but no deliverables other than the web gallery. And of course, 2 weeks before, I would send them an email. Hey, would you like a little album, or do you want any prints? And here's a package ahead of time. It had about a 70% upsell rate on it. We would do that on Tuesdays and Thursday nights, and then Saturdays would be reserved for the diva sessions. And there couldn't be anything more difficult than looking through that viewfinder. I'll tell you, real tough. I don't know how I survived it. But so that's what we did. We had a great time doing it, and of course the women all felt safe and secure because, the wife was right there as the wrangler. But the other thing is they all signed releases. So I was able to use those images, up on the web, and, nobody could say anything, but plenty of women came back and said, hey, I have an engagement coming up, engagement session. Can you do something for us? Or, maternity shot, stuff like that. And then when they came to me and said, hey, I'm really interested in using you for my wedding, I'd go, no, got a referral for you. Got a referral. Don't do weddings anymore. So, and we did that for about 10 years, and it was nice. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, sounds like a nice gig,
Yeah.
It reminds me of the joke of the photographer, and he's taking pictures of these 2 old women, right? And he's got the old-fashioned camera there, right? And then he takes the big black thing and throws it over his head, and then one woman turns to the other and she goes, "What's he doing now?" And she says, "He's gonna focus." She goes, "What, Bullfuss?"
See, that's anyway, I expect something like that to come from Jim, not you, Gary.
Oh man. So I got a whole bunch of notes, and I'm not listening to anything. So you've been doing some RV camping. You've got your Toyota Tacoma that you got as a retirement for yourself.
Yep. Yeah, we actually, I did a lot of research, and I was looking at motorhomes, and I really wanted the Rockstar bus. And, trying to explain to the wife, yeah, it's not bad. I've driven some large vehicles in my career. No big deal there. Okay. But she was, yeah, well, when we get to the campground, how do we get around? I said, well, we tow a vehicle. She says, okay, when we're all said and done, how long is this? I go, well, altogether about 52 feet long. And she says, well, I'm never going to drive that. And then I looked into some of the taxes out here in the great state of Nevada. And I decided that a motorhome probably wasn't the best option for us to start. And, being brand new RVers too. But we wound up getting a travel trailer, really nice travel trailer. And we wound up coming cross country. And that's how we commuted, left New York City. And we took 12 days to cross the country. 8 different spots over the 12 days we stayed, and we had just a grand old time. And, I was really worried about her taking to it, but it didn't take long. There are now 22 pillows on the bed in the RV. So she took right to it. I had to explain to her there are weight limits, and she says, come on, how much does a pillow weigh? I wasn't that concerned about the pillow, but I did marry Imelda Marco, so the amount of shoes she thinks she has to take with her are another issue. Okay. But the only the only issue really with the RV was when you're out here in the great wide open, it's like driving a sailboat across the desert in a windstorm. Okay. But again, the level of freedom it gives us. So we came out here a year ago, November 30th, we arrived. And since then, we've taken the RV out 10 times over that period. Each time, probably once a month for 4 or 5 days. And we just went down to Tucson for 10 days with it. So that was really nice. And it's, what's nice about it is we take our little 5-star hotel suite with us. It's all pillows. It's all blankets. I don't have to turn the mattress over looking for little black things speckled around the mattress. So, yeah, it's nice. It's nice.
From one desert to the next.
So are you gonna I'm thinking about the 23rd of March. If you leave the 23rd of March, you could make the South Florida drone meetup.
Yeah, Ray has harassed me on a regular basis. Yeah, about coming to the. I'm sorry, he has asked me to come to the meetup. The wife even said, hey, we have my daughter's getting remarried in June, so we're going up to upstate New York, and we have friends all over Florida and a bunch of friends retired down to the Carolinas. So I'm thinking about it, but then I calculated the mileage altogether, the round trip, go take the southern route across and then come up north. And then we would come across the northern route back, altogether close to 9,000 miles. Okay. Look, Ray said I can be number 80 if you say yes right now. Okay. I'm holding out, Ray. I want a better number. 8,000 miles times the yeah. I think I'll be 80 years old by no offense to anybody in the chat. I know there's a lot of old farts here, so okay.
Oh man, no, that's great. No, it'd be good to see you if you could make it. My wife and I have decided we're going to drive down. We looked at the price of rental cars and we thought, we'll just take our Toyota hybrid and just spend 2 days driving down. It's one night in a hotel, and then the next day we're in Stewart, and we've made the reservation there and got our $149 studio.
Nice.
I mean, for $10, hey, who's not going to upgrade to the studio? So no, it's. I'm really looking forward to that one. That's going to be. Yeah,
Ray, I'm honest with you. We are looking at doing it. We're just trying to work out the logistics, whether it's, we got a couple of things on the schedule right now, but I would love to go down. I went up with Eddie Nunez to meet up with Mark Fisher and go up to the, the Rhode Island drone meetup. We had a blast up there. Okay. Mark tried to run me down with his Maserati SUV. My wife thought she was going to get rich and then realized it was Mark Fisher who got out of the car. Meetups. We did a ton of meetups in New York. Okay, that was a big thing in New York City was drone meetups. And so many great people in the community and so many people willing to share those experiences they have. And that goes such a long way. It really does. YouTube videos are fantastic. Nobody reads owner's manuals anymore. So the best is to be standing next to somebody when they crash their drone. Okay, that's how you learn what not to do.
I don't know. I was the witness to a crash, and it wasn't pretty. Sorry, Jim.
I've been the perpetrator of several, so yes.
Oh man, we've had 3 meetups now?
Yeah,
and we had 2 the first time, 4 the second time, and 3 the third time. So we're growing. Let's go. Let's grow. It's a great community, even online. You make so many friends.
Yeah.
And
it really is.
You take a look now, and there's There's 30 people watching us right now. You know, they could be
That's
doing
great.
anything else, but they choose to be here with us and getting to know Tom Dowling.
Be careful.
I'm a little bit scared there too, Uncle Bill.
Yeah. Be careful. Be very careful.
That's probably why you're not.
In fact, the wife got me that sign back there. Beware of, well, just beware. Okay.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, good stuff. Okay, what do you want to do? It's coming up to 6:30. Actually, it's 6:31. Put in a number between 1 and 50 in the chat, and Jim knows the number, and we'll start it right now. So put your numbers up, and we'll see who's the winner. I see a 49 and a 10 and a 25 and a 1 and a 27 and a
Hey, Warren, wrong show. Toffee, you got to wait till Saturday.
This one's all on you, Gary. There's nothing in the private chat.
Yeah.
Well, hell, I might as well play then too.
Yeah, you might as well play. Why not? Tom, you could stick a number in there if you like.
Well, I tend not to because I've been accused of being on the inside of some of these scams. Okay.
It's 100% not rigged.
No, this one's 100% not rigged. Okay. Chris Foster thinks number 24 is the number, and Uncle Bill thinks it's 29. Now Chris says it's 19, and Jim Droning put in 29.
107, and I have no idea why he would think that.
29 seems to be a really popular number. 21, and there's another 27.
Oh, man. 1 to 50s. All of them must have been typed in by now.
Yeah. Okay. Here's the deal. Go to my webpage, and it has on the About section, it has my email address. If you put a number in there, send me your physical address, you're a winner. Everybody tonight wins.
And you get a sticker, and
you get a sticker, and you get a sticker.
You get a
sticker. And I'll give stickers away until I run out. And if I've run out, I'll buy more. So I got to get envelopes. I only have one envelope, so they won't go out tomorrow, but they'll go out right after Christmas.
Send them all in the same envelope, and then it becomes the responsibility of the person that receives them to forward them on. Okay?
There we go. Yeah.
It's paying it forward, right?
Yeah, paying it forward.
There you go. So
yeah, it's a Canadian Oprah.
So there you go. Yes, a Canadian Oprah. There we go. Everybody wins. Look under your seat.
Look under your seat.
Everybody send an email to Gary.
There you go. Yeah. So I'm gonna have let's see, there's 30 people probably entered numbers. So yeah, I'll be in for about $35, $40 in postage, but you know, what the heck.
Everybody's gonna send 50, one with each number.
Yeah. Yeah, there you go. Now you're flying Avata now.
It's one of the rigs. Yeah, here's the replacement Avata. Okay.
Oh,
of course, I got my replacement rib riders. But I had a recent crash. I threw up a video about that, and
I think I saw that. Yeah.
That was a big... yeah, you know what? I found the Avata to be pretty durable, at least on the first crash of the day. Okay. The second one, not so much. Oh yeah, I you know, we have this abandoned water park in the middle of the Mojave Desert. That was a real marketing plus there. But I you know, I've been there a few times with camera drones, but you know, and I got what people call the POS, but the original DJI FPV drone. My buddy Eddie Nunez has been flying FPVs for a while, and he's been trying to coax me into it. And you know, I got the DJI FPV drone and had a blast with that. But when I got the Avata really gives me the opportunity to really fly low, shoot gaps. But what I like about the Avata is it's very cinematic. I can really flex, you know, my creative muscle with that. And you know, flying the lazy river in a water park this abandoned water park is a blast. Until I finally blasted it right into a concrete barrier. And I heard it throughout the park. I mean, it echoed across the desert. That's how hard it hit. And it wound up over 40-something feet away from the impact zone. That's how hard I hit.
Yeah.
And actually, Ken Dono's rib riders saved the day. It took the brunt of it. I lost an ND32 filter. But
that would be a hard one to find.
Yeah, that was tough. I couldn't find that. I did find the jock strap. Okay. But the broken jock strap actually kept the battery intact. So I was able to hit the ESC beep and hear it beeping, and I found it. And the wife said, oh my goodness, I'm like, hey, it's, just a fact of life. We had taken a 2-hour drive to get there. So after only 1.5 packs on the battery side, I was like, if it's viable, I'm flying it some more. And I flew it some more and then smacked it into a steel I-beam. And that didn't survive so well. Okay. Yeah, that one wound up cracking the gimbal, the camera lens. It actually cracked one of the ducts. But you know what? I had a very positive experience out of it because when we got home, wound up contacting DJI online, and they were like, yeah, you got DJI Care Refresh, $29. We'll get you out a replacement once we receive yours. Unless you'd like to put a $300 retainer on your credit card, we'll ship it out right now. Just return the other one, as within the next 30 days. And I was like, okay. And it was surprisingly, it only took them, it was less than 30 hours later, I had the replacement drone.
No kidding. Wow.
So, I was very happy with it. And I took their mailer and I put the broken drone into it, shipped that back to them, prepaid by them. And it was a total of, I think it was 4 days later, they released the credit card hold. So it was a very positive experience. And it wound up being a brand new Avata they sent me. And they actually wanted the battery back also, which was surprising. So I wound up getting a battery and that. But you know what? I was trying to hold on to the battery because I didn't think the battery suffered that much. You can never have enough batteries. That's my take. You can never have it. There isn't a drone I own that I don't have a minimum of 5 batteries for.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, cool. Yeah. I've got 3. I've got 3 for my Air 2S, and that I get 30 minutes flight time. I've rarely used 30 minutes.
Right.
I've got to come down and land, collect my thoughts, put another battery in, and go again. Right. And some places you shoot, you get bored after 20 minutes of flying.
The wife. Well, first off, the other advantage of these rib riders, especially in the fluorescent yellow, is the wife can track it in the sky. So my wife is my VO, my visual observer, my spotter, right? Is an advantage to that because she can't testify against me in court. Okay, so that's the main advantage. But the other thing is, if you lose this in the bush or something like that, those yellow fluorescent rib riders, they really stand out.
Yeah.
It's funny because I flew with Ken, Billy, Kyle, Lon, and we were in Red Rock Canyon when Billy lost his drone up in the mountains. And I told him straight off, man, if I lose mine up there, it's got a sticker on it, okay, that says reward if found. Yeah, because I'm not climbing up there. But Billy's a kid, okay? Billy, the kid, okay?
Yeah.
Man, he went. And it's so funny. When he found it, he yelled out, found it! And you could hear it throughout Red Rock Canyon, okay? Freaking hilarious. But I love the Avata because it's so damn immersive. I have both sets of goggles, and I sit on the tailgate of the truck, and the wife laughs at me because, I'm flying, and I'm going over a mountain ridge, and I lift up my feet. And she's like, came pretty close there, didn't you? Okay. So, that's how immersive it is. Yeah. It's a blast. It's really, this drone has jazzed me up a bit because no matter where I've flown before, I want to go back and fly with this drone.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Monday night when I went out, I had my Mini 2 out. It's got its own little light there as well. But I also had this light on it as well. So
Yep.
yeah,
I have that light. Yeah.
Flying at night is a breeze because it's just way.
Yeah. Now you know. Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. Oh, good stuff. Yeah. Yeah. I don't fly in the winter. I've given that up now. So in Canada we have a rule. In the US it's 8 hours bottle to throttle. In Canada it's 12 hours bottle to throttle.
Right.
Right. Our cannabis law, from the time you last consume cannabis to the next time you fly, is 28 days.
Too long. Too long.
So I figure I'm going to stay baked until about.
That's 27 and a half days. Too damn long. Sorry.
Yeah, I'll stay baked until the 1st of March, and
there you go.
And be legal by the time we go to Florida.
You know, it's funny. One of my buddies said to me, he goes, "You're going to get bored. What are you going to do? You know, you're going to want to get another job." And I'm like, dude, first off, I don't think I'm going to get bored and want another job. But if I do, I'm going to go work at one of the dispensaries as a bud tender. Okay? Because look, my previous job was nothing but stress and heartache. Okay?
Yeah.
And being a bud tender, everybody comes in happy, everybody leaves happy. And if anybody's got a complaint, they've probably forgotten by the time they came back. Yeah. Okay? So, and if they offer an employee discount, that's a freaking bonus. But, you know, it's a totally different world down here now. I mean, you know, the recreational marijuana, and now they're opening up consumption lounges here because the big thing was, you know, tourists were coming into Vegas. And, you know, they put dispensaries, right? Recreational dispensaries right on the strip now for the most part. And, you know, so they would buy something. You can't consume in public. You can't consume in the casino. You can't consume in the damn hotel. So, you know, yeah, which meant everything outside smelled like, you know, a skunk. But the thing is, they now have approved consumption lounges. And I made friends with someone out here that's in law enforcement. And they have a thing out here where they have paid overtime gigs. So, you know, if you see police officers standing in front of a licensed establishment, a bar, they're being paid overtime by the city, but the city gets reimbursed from the establishment. Okay. And he said to me, he goes, he's already signed up to work overtime at these consumption lounges. He goes, because it's a walk in the park. Because when you're working at a bar, you got to worry about the drunks coming out, you know, picking fights. He goes, people coming out of these consumption lounges are just going to want a hug.
They'll just melt.
Yeah.
Oh, good stuff. Yeah. You know, we've got more weed shops now than we have coffee shops. They're everywhere. You know, and I can't, you know, they're starving. You know, when we went to Amsterdam about, I don't know how long, it was almost 20 years ago. What I found funny was, first of all, no Starbucks, anything like that. They're coffee shops. You know, you have all the most exotic teas and coffees, and then they had the menu that had munchies on it. And I'm like, what's their idea of munchies? And they had Snickers and Three Musketeers and fried Oreos, right? I'm like, okay. But where was the marijuana? Oh, that was a separate counter. And you walk up to that counter, and it was like they had a wine menu. Okay? But the thing is, when you stepped out of the coffee house, right next door was a pastry shop. Okay? Yeah. And then a bar. And then a coffee house, pastry shop, and a bar. And I believe it was zoned that way. Okay? Yeah. Well, we've got a place near here called the Highway Market, but it's HIGH Way Market, right? And they've got their little marijuana shop, and then outside they have a barbecue. So, you know, that's customer service. That's customer service, you know. Yeah. You know, and then down the street is a brew pub. So, well,
Look, my mother-in-law had been diagnosed with stage 4 pancreatic cancer years ago. She's passed on. But when talking to the oncologist out here, we were coming out here like every month, and he was like, "Oh, I'm going to have to put her on these opiates and things like that." I go, "Are there other options?" He goes, "Yeah, medicinal marijuana." So, we sat her down, we talked to her, and she was a bit reluctant. She says, "I don't know if I'm allowed to do that." And he was like, "Okay, Mom, why?" She goes, "I'm a Republican." I go, and busted out laughing. I went, "Well, as far as I know, it's nonpartisan." Okay. But we wound up putting her on medicinal. She would take, 2 caplets in the morning, 2 caplets in the afternoon, and then this bit of oil on a Ritz cracker at night. She would sleep like she'd sleep like a log and wake up and feed like a little baby piranha in the morning. Okay. And it gave her a great quality of life,
Yeah.
And it made all the difference in, her last year and a half, which most people diagnosed with stage 4 pancreatic cancer basically get 2 months. Okay.
Yeah.
And it was funny because she's like, Tom, take me to the casino. Take her to the casino. She'd have a blast. And then my brother-in-law called me one time and said, "Hey, I'm here in Vegas, and Mom says I don't do it the right way. I don't handle her like you do." And I'm going, "Excuse me?" She says, "Yeah, I take her to the casino and then I hover over her." And she goes, "How am I supposed to win? You're nothing but bad luck. Get away, get away." I said, look, you take her to the casino. First off, she's not leaving the casino. Okay. And I said, just sit like 30 feet away at another machine and keep an eye on her. He goes, "It's tough." I go, "Why?" He goes, "There's so many little Filipino women. I lose her in the crowd. I can't find her." Okay. I go, "You're Filipino, dude." He goes, "Yeah, but I can't tell her from another."
Nice. You can put a pink ribbon in her hair.
Yeah.
So just like when you're going to check your luggage, the baggage at the carousel. Good stuff. Yeah. Yeah. So you've done the New York to Arizona trip, but not so much on the
Nevada, buddy. Nevada.
What did I say? Oh, Jesus.
That's one state away.
Yeah, I know. I've been there. Now, do you do the Hoover Dam and all that stuff too, or
been there, done that?
That's a no-fly zone, though, isn't it?
Yeah, that's a no-fly zone down there. We go down to Boulder City a lot. What's cool about Boulder City is you can't fly in the Lake Mead area, you can't fly, Hoover Dam, but there are some places you can fly and get some great views. But what we find is there are just I say it's such a vast land out here, but around every turn is another treasure to be found.
Yeah. And
it's such a unique, diverse environment down here. We have the desert, Mojave Desert, Death Valley. We drove, did basically an off-road course with the Tacoma, and it was a 27-mile drive, and it took us 3.5 hours to cover. And we went to where the wife was afraid to look out the window because it was nothing but down for her on her side. So like 8,000 feet to the actual lowest point in the Western Hemisphere, all in the same trip.
Wow.
And we came out into this slot canyon. And the great thing about being retired is it's not around the holidays. The kids aren't off. Okay. There's nobody there.
Yeah.
So we come out into the slot canyon, which was maybe about 30 feet wide. And, but each side of the slot wall was about 2,000 feet tall. And it was just simply amazing. And that's what we really enjoy, is just going out there and just seeing things that you don't see. We have an oasis not far from us called Ash Meadow, which is a World Heritage Site for the UN. And it's just, you're driving through the desert and all of a sudden here's this lush green pasture and these springs, and it's just it blows your mind. It really does. So we're really enjoying the heck out of that.
Good stuff. No, you know what? It's getting to another environment that you appreciate those sites, you know?
Yeah.
Like where we live, you know, I've got the Niagara Escarpment. I've got Niagara Falls an hour away. I've got the Welland Canal. I've got Lake Erie on one side and Lake Ontario on the other side.
Right.
And to me, it's just, oh yeah, done that, been there, you know? And there's
you take it for granted. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah. And then you post that stuff and people love it. Right. You know, but you got to find the places to go. Jim and I went with John Childs from Unlimited Vertical. We went to Rattlesnake Point, which is, you know, it's a great spot on the Niagara Escarpment, you know, big rock formations and stuff. And we went on a Monday, and I figured, okay, you know, it's going to be dead there, you know, and but you know, I'm retired. I don't follow all the holidays. Turns out it's reading week, and the place is jam packed with people.
Yeah.
You know, who knew? You know.
Well, you know, we did a lot of flying in New York City area. When I say New York City, I'm not talking about the island of Manhattan. You know, there are 5 boroughs, and we would fly all over the place. And you just take it for granted. You really do. But when people post stuff from New York City, you got to see the amount of views. Okay. People are dying to see that kind of stuff, you know? Yeah. But you do, you know, the familiar gets too familiar.
Yeah.
And we were always looking for, you know, Stevie Bronx and, you know, Anthony Charles, Invincible Storm, and Mr. Eddie Nunez Jr. Okay. We would wind up heading upstate. Okay. And just spectacular places up there. You know, New York State is an amazing area. It's huge. And we would go up to the Delaware Water Gap, Eagle's Nest, you know, these different places, and just have a blast. And it comes down to, look, a meetup of you and another drone flyer. You know, I used to love that. Yeah. You know, it's hard out here. And, you know, I get people that come to Vegas and, hey, Tom, you want to meet up and we'll fly. And I take them to Red Rock Canyon. You got to hit Red Rock Canyon when you're out here. I tell people when they come out to Vegas, you know, even if you're only out here for like a 4-day weekend, rent a car one day. Yeah. And get the heck off the strip. Yeah. You know, 35 minutes away, Red Rock Canyon is a national park. A national recreational area, NCA, but you are allowed to fly drones there. Now, of course, that doesn't mean you won't get an occasional Karen walking up to you, which I had. We had a funny story where I was flying in the canyons, and you know, my wife and I sitting on the tailgate of the truck, and this, you know, I could hear the Karen coming across the parking lot. I don't think you're allowed to fly here. Rah, 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 rah. And my wife says, what do you want me to say? Because I have to counsel my wife on what not to say, okay, more than what to say. And I'm like, don't pay attention. Don't pay attention, okay? And then she keeps on coming closer. And my wife just said, let my husband finish what he's doing, and he'll have a conversation with you. Now with that, my wife goes, hey, a park ranger just pulled in the parking lot. I said, that's great. So I'm flying, and then I set it down, and he comes over, and the Karen's staring. Yeah, he's going to get his. And the ranger comes over, and he goes, is that the Avata? And I went, yeah. He goes, I'm hoping I get that one soon. And she's like, he's not allowed to fly here. And the ranger turns around and goes, oh, no, actually he is. You have a nice day, ma'am. Oh, and did she storm off in a huff? Okay.
It's nice when they get
told, but I'll talk to anybody. I'll talk. Look, no problem. Let me land. I'll have a conversation with you. No problem. Yeah. You know, I had somebody on the comments of the crash tell me how it was. I was trespassing on the property and this and that, and I said, hey, I appreciate you being my brother's keeper. But look, I'm an adult. Okay. And I've had law enforcement approach me and rangers approach me. and it's always an opportunity for an educational experience. Okay.
Yeah.
It's always how you respond, and I always tell people respond from a place of respect, and
Yep.
it usually will go positive from there. But the funny part is, I'll have cops and rangers tell me about great places to fly. Hey, this looks wonderful, but you should check out this. And I'm like, add that to the list. Hey, thank you. You know?
That goes on the bucket list.
Yeah.
I think the main thing is we're all ambassadors for the hobby. And if you approach
Yes.
people with kindness and respect, I oftentimes will show somebody, look at here's what the drone sees. And they're just flabbergasted. Now they're engaged, and
Turning the screen. Hey, take a look.
this is
Okay.
what you look like from 100 feet up.
Well, that's the other misconception. You're spying on somebody, right? Okay. I can't tell one head top from another. Okay. The only one that
I got that flesh yarmulke that you can see.
Yeah, I have to wear sunglasses for the reflection off of mine. Okay. Look, I only come in 2 shades: Minnesota white and lobster red. Okay.
There you go.
And it's SPF 100 that keeps me alive. Okay. It's funny, right? We were out flying. I was telling you, I flew with Lon Denon, Billy Kyle, and Ken Dono in Red Rock Canyon. And what was hilarious was when the 3 Musketeers pulled up. Okay, I was there, and it's the middle of the summer, and Ken just whined the whole time because it was like 104 degrees. Okay, and
Florida.
yeah, but he's used to 92% humidity at 95 degrees, and it was only 11% humidity. Okay, here, and the funny part was, I'm wearing long sleeves, hat, long pants, right? Lon gets out of the car. Lon's wearing long pants, long sleeves. Billy and Ken get out of the car in white beaters, shorts, and flip-flops. Okay? And then within a half an hour, Ken's like, you got any sunscreen? You got any sunscreen? And then Lon's laughing at him. Lon's going, hey, I was deployed overseas, in the Middle East on numerous occasions. This is why do you think they dress the way they dress? Okay. Yeah. And that's the thing I have to tell people out here is long sleeves. Columbia professional fishing gear can't beat that stuff. Already comes with SPF 50 built in. Okay.
Yeah, good stuff. Yeah. We're coming up to the hour. Anything else you want to let our audience know about on the way out?
I just want everybody to have a safe holiday season. Okay. The problem with the holidays is the amount of carnage done to Christmas trees with new drones. Okay. So, be safe. It's tough. I know you want to take it right out of the box and fly it immediately. Just watch a couple of YouTube videos first, at least if you're not going to read the owner's manual.
Exactly.
Okay. We had one situation, me and Eddie Nunez, one time we're in a park, we're flying in New York City, and this kid comes into the area. And the first thing we see is he takes off with his drone. And his drone is up in the air. And then Eddie elbows me and says, hey, take a look at this. This kid is new. We look over. After he already lifted the drone up, now he's attaching his phone and launching the application to the remote. Okay? So yeah, take your time. Okay? These drones are not a cheap investment.
Nope.
So take your time, learn how to fly, and you'll get more enjoyment out of it. That's for sure. So just be safe and enjoy yourselves.
Exactly. Well, thank you for joining us, Tom. And we're gonna play the outro here, and you're in it. So stick around after, and we'll have a wrap up party.
Thanks, Jim. Thanks, Gary.
It was a pleasure. It was fun. Okay, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us. I know it's Christmas and you've all got lots to do. Have a very Merry Christmas and a safe one. And wish you all the best for the new year, and we'll see you all again on January 5th. And watch out for Tom and I on January 4th on the Fly for Fun show. All right. Thanks again. And we're going to figure out how to run the outro. I hit the present button and share the screen and go to the Chrome tab, and there's the outro, and I'm going to share that. And here we go. Thanks again.
Special thanks to everybody that stuck around to the end of the show of the hour before TNL, all 2,417 of you.